Hi there, and welcome to another Mech Arena video. I'm IceMan, and let's get into it. So this week's video, we are doing my favourite weapons. Anybody who's played this game knows there are so many weapons in this game. So many more than when I first started playing as well. Oddly enough, many of my favourites are fairly early staples. They weren't necessarily out when the game first launched. I don't think I played that far back anyway. But yeah, most of the ones I prefer have actually been around for a long time. Some of that's lack of getting any of the newer stuff, or not having them kitted out enough to really enjoy or try. But anyway, let's get into it. So, right, I suppose since it's flexible actually. I was going to say this is my favourite weapon, but it's not. That's not the way this really works. I go through phases. Currently, I would have to say my favourite weapon is actually the Helix Racks. Absolutely loving these things. They're just really brilliant. I have a really high arc that comes up and over, which can work really well, especially in open-aired fights. Obviously, if it's an open-aired fight, you'd be a bit daft to put one of these mechs in. But if there's a lot of open air, I can really control the battle with these sorts of things. Especially a lot of the control point matches, they're really good for that. Most of those are quite open-aired, so it works really well. There are a number of 5v5, even sometimes in the 2v2s. There's one map in particular that comes up in both 5v5 and 2v2, I believe, that this is just absolutely brilliant for. They can be hidden from on that map, but I tend to find the bots in particular don't think to stand undercover, and even the players, they get frustrated, they try to come at you, and then you've got them. And yeah, it's just brilliant, and you can launch an absolute torrent of fire at people with these things. It's great fun. I really want to get Scorpius on this account, which you would know if you'd seen my favourite mechs video. You add these things to Scorpius, especially if you can get Scorpius up to a high enough level like this guy with the right bits on, to actually put on all Helix Racks, and then his javelin, you've got a torrential missile fire coming at you. It's just brilliant stuff. What we'll do is we'll talk about each weapon, what it's good for, where it's good for, and then I'll just do a combined gameplay video again, showing off the different weapons, and you make your own mind up what you think is your favourite. In fact, you know what, let me know in the comments what you feel is your favourite. I know a lot of people quite like things like the Ember Gun, cryo launchers, stuff like that. I don't know why the game keeps doing this. There is no maintenance on, but obviously their servers are having some issues. I think they do it on purpose, just so they can show you all these ads again for the 50th time of the day. So, with that little side note there, that's the Helix Rack. Obviously, like we say, it's not very good in enclosed spaces because obviously it needs that arc. There are certain places where you've got to watch the overhangs and things. It can be quite good if you angle, turn yourself slightly so that they arc up and then come down at the right sort of angle to get into places that people might think they're undercover, but they're not quite, and they don't realise that. So very good for that. Next up, I think we will go with this one. So this is what I predominantly run on Surge here. I do love the arc torrents on Surge. There are a number of weapons that do work really well on him, as we discussed in my favourite mechs video, and that's true for any of these mechs, but this is my favourite setup for him, and it's currently the Arc Torrent 12 and the Arc Torrent 6. Once I level him up, I'll probably put the 10 on him, unless I'm using it on somebody else, to balance out so that I've got a good strong one on one person and a strong one on the other. I may well be like this on some matches, but if I'm just running him with the arc torrents and I've got him leveled up, I'll put the 10s on him as well, so he's got even more damage coming out of him. These things basically shoot arcs of electricity out at enemies, and yeah, sometimes they seem to stun you, sometimes they don't. I don't get how that works. I've definitely had that effect happen to me while I've been trying to fight somebody where I can't seem to fight back and needs to hit me. It could be something else is going on at the same time, freezing me. I'm not sure about that one, but it certainly never seems to really have that effect when I use them, so I don't think it really is an effect. I'm guessing it's just a coincidence thing. But basically, these are fun. Getting close, not even all that close if you've got the right implants on, you know, boosting the range and stuff. You can hit from a fair distance away and they can really melt people down. Great weapon for that. Can really field in that damage. Good fun. Obviously this won't be quite as long a video as the last one. We don't need to go quite in depth, I don't think. I mean, you could cover what mechs are good for some of these things, but it's like, obviously if you've got the mechs up high enough power to carry the weapons, most of these work on just about any mech you've got. So here we have the EM rifle. Great weapon. When I started playing, the EM rifle was only just coming out, I think, and I was predominantly using the long arms at the time, but as I've gotten more of the EMs, got them leveled up and stuff, I've transitioned to using those predominantly. Obviously this EM6 isn't overly great, not a big fan of that, but it's just on there to sort of help out, and when you're using both of them together combined, you can get some nice damage out of that. I've obviously got an EM16 over here on this guy. The 10 and the 12 together are currently more powerful for me than running the 6 and the 16, which is why I'm running it this way. EM rifles, what they're great for? Well, it's a sniper rifle, so it's basically what it sounds. The long arms get more shots but do less damage per shot, whereas these do one shot basically and then have to reload. But it's a hell of a shot. It's a good powerful shot. You know, you got a couple of powered up, leveled up ones, especially with some good implants. You can just one shot enemies really well, especially on a back shot for these. Good fun. I like to use them on somebody like Redox here because he's quite slow, so he didn't move around a lot anyway. He's got his little caustic blast thing which will slow people when they come near him, so that can help him sort of zip out, nip people in the bud. You know, really good fun. Next up, I think we'll go for the missile racks. Missile racks are not meta, they're not the best weapon out there, but I do love them, and I just love watching them go off. They're really good fun, especially here when you've got like the 16 and the 8 together and it's just a torrent of fire coming out. Absolutely brilliant. So it is what it sounds like. There's no lock on or anything with this. It's a straight fire similar to a sniper rifle, only it's a load of missiles coming out. It can do a lot of damage. I don't find it's quite as good for the damage and the range as the EM rifles, and obviously if some of your shots miss, you're not going to do as much damage, but good fun anyway, and certainly a staple weapon for me that I like running quite regularly. And last but not least, for my favourite weapons, I've chosen five mech hanger, 5 weapon types. This is what we're going for. And we have the disc launchers, which obviously everyone knows are great fun, very devastating. Here on Panther, we've got the 12 and the 8. Yeah, so anyway, we've got the disc launcher here. Brilliant weapon. I've got the disc launcher 8 and the disc launcher 12 here on Panther. Nice looking weapon. It locks on to a degree. It's not quite as guided as, say, the missile racks or your javelins or something like that, where they really lock on and if the enemy moves it will follow them and stuff. But it locks on to a degree and can curve around bends and stuff, which is quite fun. And they do a lot of damage, so it's really good fun that way. So yeah, here we go. Good look at the missile racks. Good powerful weapon, and let's get into some gameplay here, and that will round out the video.
Well done. Incoming fire. 3, 2, 1.
So, as you saw there, the missile racks came in really handy. Let's show you a bit of this launcher play. So here we go, we've got another good map for the Helix rack, so we'll show that off here. Alright, let's try and showcase the missile rack here. See what I mean, guys? That is just so satisfying when that goes off. But also, see what I mean by you don't do so much damage when you're missing your shots with it. Bots getting in the way again, like they like to.
Have won the match.
So as you saw there, guys, that was actually a really good showcase for the rocket launch, missile racks, disc launchers, and the arc torrent, and was a good overall map.
Let's get things started.
It was a bit quieter than usual. It's basically because when I'm in sniper mode, I just tend to concentrate a little bit more. But as you can see, on certain maps like this one, with good long lines of sight, it works really well. Get out of my way, dickheads. Bit of an easy kill since he's not moving, but you know, take every kill you can get. Anyway, that was the gameplay. You saw the weapons in action. I hope you see the benefits of each one. Obviously, there are plenty of other weapons in the game. There's absolutely loads. I do wish they'd actually give some love to some of the older weapons. You know, like you got your RPGs and stuff like that are just really low level stuff. And although they brought out things like the voltaic RPGs and stuff, it'd be nice if they just bring out some higher level variants of those to keep them relevant, rather than just being made redundant after early game. Would be nice, especially since you've got implants for them and stuff like that. So many different weapons in this game. So I mean, the miniguns and stuff like that can be a lot of fun. I do actually have that on this account now on a 10. I do also have, I think, the 12 and the 16 on my alternate account, which again is good fun, but I find the reload on them a bit too high, and they're very situational, and they're certainly not my go-to weapons. This is more my go-to loadout for a hangar. It's not always exactly this. Sometimes I'll mix and match. I might have 2 snipers running and no missile racks. I might have 2 missile rack mechs going and no snipers. Just depends on what I'm doing and the situation, particularly based on tournament. Obviously, you know, once you've done one for the day, you know what that map is, so then you can just bring mechs with the best weapons and the best mechs to suit that map. So then I might overload on something that is beneficial for me for that map. Like yesterday was a great one for the helix rack, so I had 2 mechs running with the helix racks. Today the one we're doing is more beneficial. It isn't so beneficial for the helix rack, so I'm running like snipers and disc launchers and stuff like that, and a bit more of a mix. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, really helps the channel. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button for more notifications of my next video, and by all means, please put in the comments what weapons do you like, what do you like about the game. Hell, ask me what you want, it doesn't matter, so long as you comment. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.